Do you want to cut your learning time in half? Do you want to double your results? Do you want to focus only on what truly matters? The answer is simple. Focus on the critical 20%. Leave the remaining 80% for later. Why does this work? This slide explains everything. Not all knowledge is created equal. 20% of core knowledge generates 80% of results. This is the Pareto Principle. Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto discovered income distribution inequality in 1896. He noticed that a small portion of Italy's population owned most of the wealth. And this unequal distribution was shown to exist across all fields. This same imbalance applies to learning. Statistical research in applied linguistics shows that the most frequently used 1,000 to 2,000 words make up the majority of everyday conversation. In programming, a small number of basic constructs account for the majority of usage frequency. This is a pattern of imbalance that's been observed since 1896. It's not a hypothesis. It's a trend confirmed across many domains. And this is achievable. Identify the core 20% of the field you want to learn. Invest 80% of your time there. This will transform your learning efficiency. Today, I'll show you the scientific evidence. So why does this principle work? Let's look at the truth about prioritization. Effort and results are not proportional. This is the most critical insight. Distributing 100 hours evenly won't give you 100 hours worth of results. Learning efficiency changes drastically based on what you spend time on. If you concentrate time on items directly connected to your goal, mastery in that area progresses rapidly. Conversely, trying to learn everything equally slows down mastery of important items. Why? The brain strengthens memory through repetition, plus retrieval practice and feedback. Focus on the core, and those circuits become thicker, faster, stronger. This is the acceleration effect of learning. In learning science, combining highly reproducible methods, like retrieval practice, spaced learning, and elaboration, is considered effective. However, effectiveness varies greatly depending on the task, prior knowledge, and metrics used. Rather than generalizing with a single multiplier, finding the optimal method for your own learning is what matters. So how do you learn the core 20%? Let's look at 3 scientifically strong methods. Once you've decided what to prioritize with 80/20ths, use scientifically proven methods for retention. First, retrieval practice. Test yourself with short quizzes. The act of trying to recall, not just reading, strengthens memory. This is the power of retrieval practice. Second, spaced learning. Review with intervals between sessions. Spacing out your study is more beneficial for long-term retention than cramming at once. Short-term cramming can boost immediate performance, but spaced learning wins for long-term retention. Third, interleaved practice. Solve different problems alternately. Mixing different types of problems builds stronger application skills than solving the same problem repeatedly. A comprehensive 2013 review in psychological science organized the effectiveness of these methods. This isn't just theory. These are highly reproducible, proven methods. What should you do? Once you've identified the core 20%, learn it using these 3 methods. Recall, space it out, interleave your practice. This will maximize your learning efficiency. Let's look at a concrete example. The high-frequency vocabulary priority strategy in language learning. English has hundreds of thousands of words. However, statistical research in applied linguistics shows that the most frequently used 1,000 to 2,000 words make up the majority of everyday conversation. However, the exact coverage rate varies depending on materials and contexts. What's important is that conversation can't be measured by word count alone. Fixed phrases and response expressions are extremely effective in actual communication. Set expressions like, "How are you?" and "I see what you mean." What's the effective strategy? Create your core by combining vocabulary and phrases, like top vocabulary plus 200 commonly used phrases. This increases your conversational responsiveness. However, if you know basic vocabulary, you can often infer derived words. If you know run, you can easily infer runner and running. Many can be inferred, but there are exceptions and multiple meanings, so expanding while verifying is safer. Achievement timelines depend heavily on learning time and environment. With proper focused study, you can acquire basic conversational ability in several months in many cases. But don't forget there are individual differences. Next, the basic syntax priority strategy in programming. Python has hundreds of libraries and thousands of functions. However, from both the experience of skilled programmers and code analysis results, it's known that a small number of basic constructs account for the majority of usage frequency. What should you prioritize first? Variables, conditionals, loops, functions. Add basic data structures like lists and dictionaries to this, and your implementation skills will grow faster. Why? Master the core constructs completely, and applications will come naturally. If you understand loops, list comprehensions are easy to learn. This is the acceleration mechanism of programming learning. Achievement speed varies greatly with learning time and practice volume. With proper focused study, you can create basic practical programs in about 3 months in many cases. But understand there are differences based on individual prior knowledge and learning environment. So how do you put this into practice? Let's look at the 4 steps of leverage learning method. Step 1. Goal clarification. In 3 months, what do you want to be able to do? Not speak English, but something specific like explain my opinion in English for 5 minutes in a business meeting. Vague goals produce vague results. Step 2. Identify the core 20%. Break down the target task into 10 items, then lock in the top 2 as your core based on high frequency or high failure cost. This is reproducible prioritization. Step 3. Priority investment. Concentrate your time on that core 20%. Repeat until complete mastery. Other knowledge comes later. Step 4. Measurement and adjustment. Check your progress once a week. Was the core 20% correct? Are you getting closer to your goal? If necessary, reevaluate your core 20%. Effectiveness varies with learning volume and tasks. Understand that improvement ranges have individual differences. But these 4 steps will improve the quality of your learning. Let me give you a practical tool. The 80/20 analysis worksheet. First, make your learning goals concrete in 3 stages. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year from now. At each stage, what do you want to be able to do? Write it down on paper. Next, visualize your current time allocation. What are you spending your time on now, and how much? Record 1 week's learning time by category. Then identify your core 20%. What knowledge do you truly need to achieve that goal? List it out. Finally, design your new time allocation. To prioritize investment in the core 20%, what should you reduce and what should you increase? Research on self-regulated learning shows that making goals concrete and visualizing learning through recording and reflection tends to improve learning quality. What you should spend time on and what you should ignore becomes clear. This is the practical starting point of leverage learning method. Furthermore, in today's learning environment, AI tools accelerate learning. Personalized learning using generative AI is improving learning efficiency. Input your goals and current level, and AI proposes the optimal learning plan. This is a major advantage of modern learning. You can even have AI perform the 80/20 analysis itself. Just ask, create a list of important words in this field, or tell me the programming concepts beginners should learn first, and identifying the core 20% becomes faster. In coding, AI assistance tools like GitHub Copilot are widespread. This has shifted the core from syntax to design philosophy. Not how to write it, but what to build has become important. Using technology as leverage accelerates your learning efficiency even further. This is the ultimate learning hack of our time. Now let's organize the key points. Your leverage learning plan. First, understand and practice the 80/20 imbalance. In many domains, the few determine the many. For language learning, high-frequency vocabulary plus fixed phrases. For programming, basic constructs plus basic data structures. Focus on this core and repeat until complete mastery. Second, combine scientific learning strategies. Recall with retrieval practice, space it out with distributed learning, build application skills with interleaved learning. These three strengthen long-term memory. Learning the core 20% with the right method is what matters. Third, self-analyze with the 80/20 analysis worksheet and optimize your time allocation. And use AI tools to accelerate identification of the core 20%. Using technology as leverage further improves learning efficiency. And now, ask yourself this. What is the core 20% of the field you want to learn? Are you ready to learn that core with scientific methods? Share your strategy in the comments. Your learning goal, your core 20%, your action plan, all of it becomes wisdom for this community. Thanks for investing your time in mastering this. This channel provides concrete systems for maximizing learning efficiency. We design your growth with practice, not theory, with science, not intuition. Subscribe to the channel, and let's learn practical knowledge together next time. Turn on notifications, and every time a new video is published, your learning efficiency will level up. See you in the next one.